Batman, the caped crusader. His parents were murdered. He swore to avenge their deaths. He trained extensively to achieve mental and physical perfection, mastering martial arts, detective skills, and criminal psychology. Versus Mr. Fantastic. He is the leader of the Fantastic Four. He can stretch his body to great distances. He is also considered to be one of the smartest men alive, using his brain to explore alternate dimensions and save the world. I'm the Shinin, and I'm here to analyze their tactical brilliance, versatility of weapons, to uncover who would win in a one-on-one fight. The night is darkest just before the dawn, but for Bruce Wayne, that dawn never came. This is the story of how tragedy forged a symbol and how one of the most iconic heroes in comic book history, Batman, was born from blood, grief, and an unrelenting sense of justice. Let's rewind to the core of Batman's mythos, a moment burned into pop culture and seared into Bruce Wayne's soul. On a chilly evening in Gotham, Thomas and Martha Wayne take their young son Bruce to the movies. But as they walk down Park Row, later known as Crime Alley, a man named Joe Chill steps from the shadows. What happens next is nothing short of life-shattering. 10:47 p.m. The gunshot, Martha's pearls, hit the pavement. A child's scream echoes into the night. This isn't just a mugging, this is the death of innocence. Bruce, only 8 years old, watches as his parents are gunned down in front of him, and in that single, horrifying moment, a legend is born. In the aftermath, Alfred Pennyworth steps in, not just as a butler, but as a surrogate father, anchor and moral compass. He raises Bruce with compassion and quiet strength, even as grief carves deep scars into the boy's psyche. At their graves, Bruce makes a silent vow. I will avenge their deaths. I will never let this happen to anyone else. And just like that, his path is set. Fueled by his oath, Bruce disappears from Gotham for over a decade. A walkabout, not of escape, but of purpose. Bruce Wayne trained his body to the limit, pushing past pain, beyond exhaustion, until every muscle, every nerve, every instinct was sharpened like a blade. Through years of relentless discipline, he forged his body and mind into the ultimate weapon. He devoured knowledge, becoming a scholar in science, criminology, psychology, and philosophy, believing that understanding the world was as vital as surviving it. Mastering manhunting and detective work with an obsessive, surgical precision, he became a ghost, perfecting the art of stealth until even shadows could not detect his presence. He confronted the darkest parts of human nature, studying fear not only to resist it, but to wield it. He learned healing so that he could recover from wounds no ordinary man could endure. He mastered tracking, moving through jungles, deserts, and urban sprawls like a phantom. Every moment of his life became a ritual of preparation. Every breath, every scar, every sleepless night was a dedication to a single purpose: to wage war on crime and corruption, and to become something more than a man. This isn't just training, it's transformation. He's forging something bigger than himself, a symbol. Back in Gotham, Bruce realizes something is missing. He has the skill, the will. But criminals aren't afraid of a man. And then, it happens. One night, in the silence of Wayne Manor, Bruce Wayne, alone, restless, descended into the cave. The same cave from his childhood nightmare. Then, from the shadows, a swarm of bats erupted. Chaos, screeches, wings like thunder. But Bruce didn't flinch. He stood firm, unmoving, unbroken. The bats circled, not as enemies, but as witnesses. And in that storm of fear and fury, he understood. Not a mask, not a costume, a symbol. And Batman isn't about superpowers. He's about willpower, about turning trauma into purpose and fear into a force for good. He's not just a hero, he's a symbol, a silent guardian, a watchful protector, the Dark Knight. Batman has no powers, no flight, no super strength, no heat vision, and yet he's one of the most feared and respected heroes in the entire DC universe. Unlike Superman, Wonder Woman, or the Flash, Batman's power doesn't come from another planet or mystical artifact. It comes from within. He's trained his body and mind to the absolute peak of human potential and combined that with a tactical genius that even aliens fear. Let's start with the physical side. 1. Peak human condition. Strength. Batman's strength goes way beyond your average gym rat. He's been shown lifting up to 1,000 pounds in some comics. Debatable in real life? Sure. But in the DC universe, that's Batman's normal Tuesday. Speed and agility? He dodges bullets, outruns trained killers, performs acrobatics that would make Olympic gymnasts retire out of respect. A staple across hundreds of issues, especially clear in Batman. Year One and Hush. Stamina and endurance? He fights for hours, operates on 2 hours of sleep, takes beatings that would hospitalize anyone else, and keeps going. Martial arts mastery? He's not just trained, he's mastered virtually every fighting style on Earth. If it has a name, Batman knows it, and probably improved it. 2. Genius-level intellect and strategy. Now here's where it gets really scary. Batman's brain is his real superpower. World's greatest detective? Absolutely. His deductive skills rival Sherlock Holmes. And that's not even an exaggeration. Master tactician? Batman doesn't just plan for fights, he plans for war. He's famous for having contingency plans for the entire Justice League. Yes, even Superman. JLA, Tower of Babel, 2000. When Ra's al Ghul gets hold of Batman's Defeat the League files, the team nearly falls apart. That's how dangerous Bruce's mind is. Now let's talk about his greatest feats. Okay, so he's strong, smart, and trained like a demon. But what's he actually done? Tower of Babel, JLA 43 to 46. Batman secretly creates plans to neutralize every member of the Justice League, just in case they go rogue. Ra's al Ghul steals those plans, and it works. That's how next-level Batman is. He plans for gods. Beating Superman, The Dark Knight returns. An older Bruce Wayne dons an armored suit, uses strategy, distractions, and kryptonite to take down Superman himself. No powers, just brains, tech, and will. Fighting the Jokerized Justice League, Batman, Endgame Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, all infected by Joker's toxin. Batman fights them all in the Batcave and holds his own. And lastly, he resists the Omega Beams in Final Crisis, 2008 to 2009. Before using the Radion bullet, Batman is directly hit by Darkseid's Omega Beams. While incredibly powerful and usually inescapable, Batman manages to briefly resist and even redirect them due to his immense willpower and skill, a feat almost unheard of for a non-powered individual. So what makes Batman so damn powerful? It's not superpowers. It's not luck. It's this: a mind sharper than any blade, a body trained to perfection, a will so strong even gods take notice. Batman isn't just a superhero. He's a force of nature. Born in Central City, California to the legendary scientist Nathaniel Richards and his wife Evelyn, Reed wasn't just smart, he was next level. Imagine solving equations before other kids even knew how to write cursive. Yeah, that kid. By 14, Reed wasn't just in college, he was in every college. Caltech, MIT, Harvard, Columbia. The man was stacking degrees like comic book variants. But it wasn't until he hit Empire State University that things really started to spiral into legend. Victor Von Doom, Reed's dorm roommate, intellectual rival, and future metal-masked menace. Victor was just as brilliant, but with a darker twist. While Reed studied theoretical physics and space-time manipulation, Victor was obsessed with mysticism and his own genius. When Reed pointed out a flaw in one of Victor's experiments, an experiment to communicate with the netherworld no less, Doom ignored him. The result? Boom. One life-altering explosion later, Victor was expelled, and Reed, he got the blame. That was the spark that ignited Dr. Doom. While Doom went off to brood in Latveria, Reed kept climbing. He started developing a wild idea, a spacecraft capable of traveling through the mysterious cosmic radiation belt. What was he after? Knowledge, evolution, a deeper understanding of the universe itself. With secret backing from his time-traveling dad and the government, Reed was getting ready to rewrite history. Along the way, he met Ben Grimm, a tough-as-nails pilot and loyal best friend. He also fell for Sue Storm, the smart, compassionate girl next door. Her hot-headed little brother, Johnny, tagged along for the thrill. Together, they'd become legends. But when the government started pulling funding, Reed made a bold decision. Launch the mission anyway. No more delays. No more waiting. They had one shot before the cosmic belt shifted, and Reed wasn't about to miss it. They launched, and it all went wrong. The radiation hit harm, the shielding failed, the ship crash-landed, and when they crawled from the wreckage, they were forever changed. Reed's body turned elastic, able to twist, stretch, and reshape at will. He became Mr. Fantastic. Ben became the rock-skinned powerhouse known as the Thing. Sue could vanish and wield force fields, becoming the Invisible Woman. And Johnny? He lit up, becoming the flaming, flying Human Torch. Guilt-ridden, but driven, Reed knew they couldn't hide from the world. They had to protect it. He rallied his friends, formed a team, and gave them a purpose. He called them the Fantastic Four, a family forged in cosmic fire, led by a man whose brain is matched only by his heart. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It really helps out the channel. Thanks for your support. From the outside, Reed Richards doesn't look like a powerhouse. No gleaming armor, no crackling thunderhammer, just a stretchable genius with gray temples and a furrowed brow. But don't be fooled. Reed's staring at cosmic charts, arms folded like origami, eyes glowing with thought. While his signature power is elasticity, allowing him to stretch, deform, and reshape his body into virtually any configuration, it's his genius-level intellect that truly makes him formidable. Let's start with the brain. Reed Richards isn't just a superhero, he's Marvel's most dangerous mind. By age 20, he already had multiple PhDs in physics, engineering, chemistry, and who knows what else. Teleportation theory, alien languages, quantum breakfast recipes, and the Baxter Building? He didn't lease that, he built it. The whole thing is one giant lab of futuristic tech that makes Stark Tower look like a college dorm. Then by Fantastic Four, number 338 to 340, he goes full sci-fi god and traps Black Celestials using Galactus's own tech. That's right, he uses the Devourer of Worlds tools to build a prison out of cosmic hunger itself. Let that cook in your multiversal brain for a second. Now the stretch. Yeah, Luffy's great. But Reed, he was stretching before Luffy was inked on paper. In a comics issue, he says he can stretch up to 1,500 feet before things get tricky. That's half the Empire State Building. And in another comics issue, powered by Galactus himself, Reed stretches so far you can see him from space. But Reed's body isn't just flexible, it's practically indestructible. Check this out. In a comics issue, he takes machine gun fire to the chest and just absorbs it like it's a gentle breeze. And in another, carrying Sue Storm, intercepts a meteor midair like he's catching a fastball. And then there's his signature move, the human slingshot. Need to launch the thing halfway across Europe? Reed's your runway, and don't mistake the genius for being soft. In a comics issue, Reed grapples powerhouses like Hulk and Namor. And guess what? They can't break free. In another comics issue, Wolverine comes at him with adamantium claws. Reed? He just twists his body around the attacks and grapples Logan mid-strike like it's a choreographed ballet. Your fists don't matter when your whole body is a weapon, shield, trap, and catapult rolled into one. But here's where Reed goes from hero to legend. Fantastic Four number 22, 2024. Part of the Blood Hunt arc. A vampire god attacks a crowded stadium. What does Reed do? He stretches his entire body over the stadium, shielding every civilian, while his flesh tears, his bones scream, and his mind stays calm. buying the world 10 more seconds of life. That's not just science. That's sacrifice. In Secret Wars 2015, the multiverse collapses, galaxies die, and who stands between a God King doom and total annihilation? Reed freaking Richards. With the Beyonder's power in Doom's hands, you'd think the battle's over. But Reed proves one truth. Doom is very smart, but Reed is smarter. Mr. Fantastic isn't just a stretchy guy. He's a living think tank, a cosmic survivor, a human shield, a weapon of intellect, and the guy who'll break physics just to save one more life. So the question isn't how powerful Reed Richards is, it's what happens when the smartest man in the universe decides to stop playing nice? All right, let's dive into this. Batman versus Mr. Fantastic. They're both iconic superpowered characters from different universes, and each brings something unique to the fight. Now, I'll analyze their tactical brilliance, versatility, and weapons to uncover who would win in a one-on-one fight. 1. Tactical brilliance. Batman isn't just a fighter. He's the ultimate war strategist. Every battle is a chessboard, and Bruce is always 10 moves ahead. This is the man who built fail-safes to neutralize Superman, Wonder Woman, and even the entire Justice League if they ever went rogue. If you've got powers, Batman already has the counter. Mr. Fantastic? Absolutely brilliant. His mind operates on a cosmic scale. He's outsmarted Galactus, devised plans against Celestials, and even tangled with Doctor Doom, wielding godlike power. But here's the catch. Reed's brilliance shines brightest with prep time and a team. He's at his best when building, theorizing, or leading cosmic-scale missions. Edge, Batman. Reed dominates the big picture, but Batman's mastery of real-time tactics, contingency planning, and psychological warfare makes him deadlier where it counts, in the fight itself. 2. Versatility. Batman isn't just a brawler, he's a shapeshifter of combat styles. One moment he's a master martial artist, the next he's blending stealth, acrobatics, detective work, or psychological warfare. He adapts to any opponent in real time, whether it's a street thug, an alien warlord, or a god. While Mr. Fantastic has his own kind of versatility, his body. Stretching, morphing, flattening, turning into a shield, a parachute, or even infiltrating impossible places. He's one of the most creative power users in Marvel history, but his versatility is tied directly to his powers. Take that away or counter it, and his options narrow drastically. Edge, Batman. Bruce's versatility isn't dependent on powers. It's skills, training, and adaptability that travel with him everywhere, against anyone. Lastly, weapons. This is Batman's playground. The man has an arsenal so deep it might as well be its own universe. Batarangs, grappling hooks, smoke pellets, cryogel, EMPs, sonic disruptors, tasers, explosives, and of course, the mech suits and specialized armors designed to take down gods. Every gadget is carefully engineered, tested, and carried with one purpose: ending fights fast. Reed doesn't really fight with weapons. He is the weapon. Sure, the Fantastic Four have advanced tech, but when Reed steps into a fight alone, it's usually his mind and stretchy body doing the work. His brilliance shines in a lab or battlefield strategy room, not in direct gear-based combat. Edge, Batman. While Reed's body is an amazing tool, Batman's gear covers every scenario imaginable. From street-level crime to intergalactic invasions, his utility belt and suits make him armed for anything. And with all this, Batman wins.